Welcome to another episode of Wellness for Powerful Women. So, I am here interviewing an amazing, powerful woman, and this is Helen. So, she's a life coach, and she is also, I would like to call her a human design expert, and she is here to basically trump a myth that so many of us have in our business where when we are in our business, we kind of have to put our head down, work hard, and that's the only way to make money. And we're here to say how that may not be the case. So, would love to have you just sort of introduce yourself, Helen, and just tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Thanks, Charmaine. It's so great to be on here today. So I am a pharmacist who is now doing life coaching, and I enjoy helping people who are working their 9 to 5 so that they can enjoy work-life balance. This way they're loving every day of their life. And I blend coaching with human design reading as well as some energy hygiene healing work. This way clients are getting that balance between their life that may not be in balance if they're more overworked, and this way they are having a full holistic self, and that translates into their liveliness that hopefully they can take into work. And as we're talking about the ROI of fun, to really turn it around where we have to work hard, right? Where is the fun in working hard? More so having people understand that fun will actually be a return on investment in the way of feeding into how you live, how you work, and probably return better quality relationships, better quality of what you're offered at work, what you can offer at work, and better relationships, which feel better to you overall. How do you think your own fun in your business and health and life looks?
Right. Right, and I love that. First of all, I love that we're talking about it. I think it was you, Helen, who came up with the whole concept of like the ROI, like the return on investment of fun. And I just thought that was such a fun idea because it's really like we don't think about fun as something that could give back to us. We're just like, at least for me, I don't know if any of y'all listening can relate to this, but I see a lot of familiar faces here. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Julie. Hey, Clarissa. Welcome, Wilson. So yeah, at least for me, for a long time, I was just kind of like, oh, fun is unproductive. Fun is not, it's a waste of time. So I'm curious for you, Helen, can you explain to us a little bit more about how it is that fun can actually how can that actually be a return on investment when there's this cardinal belief that it doesn't it's not productive because on the surface, right, like on the surface it looks like, well, I'm not contributing time to my business, like quote unquote productively. So how is it that it could give back to us somehow?
I love this question. Yeah, it's so first looking at why we believe input equals output, right? The amount of energy, the amount of work time we put in equals the amount of reward or productivity we get out, right? But the part that's lacking or that we don't also consider is like, what is the quality of the work that we put in? So if we are having fun, or if we're in our more joy and more of our cheer, like what is the quality of that kind of work that goes in? So then the kind of work that you get on the other side is filled with more also liveliness. Let's see, I would love to share an example here, such as, okay, so when I am making sure that I get enough time to laugh more in my day, or even just dance, like have a dance break here and there throughout the day. So this is like little stuff. It's not like I am blocking a whole big time chunk in my day to have fun. It's the little bursts of it throughout the day. Like I then show up to say, sit and write content in a more cheerful way. And so more of that joy can be felt by the reader, because that energy does translate through the piece. And then also, we can contrast that with, I used to be somebody who would just work, work, work because I knew how to get the work done. But then I would come home after a day in a pharmacy like that, and all I would want to do is sit on the couch because I had exhausted all of my energies, and it wasn't like pure joyful energy. It was just that productivity energy that was actually missing joy and more almost like robotic in a sense. And we're humans, so
We
having
are.
that liveliness come out for being a human.
Right. And oh my gosh, I'm sure you of all people would know what that energy is like, especially coming from pharmacy. And a couple of us here who are listening, I know some of us are from healthcare like I was, and it really is that idea of like, if you work like, it's like 12-hour shifts. If you work hard, if you work long hours, that will create productivity. But it's funny, like I love that you mentioned this, because it really is like at the end of the day you just don't feel like doing anything. And in fact, it, for me, it drove me to want to overeat, and you just don't want to do anything. But I love how you said throughout the day you could actually incorporate joy and fun, like in the middle of your day, like you could dance when you want to, things like that. And I could see how that shifts your energy. And I'm curious for you, like, what have you noticed when you did kind of make more time for yourself to have fun throughout the day? Like, did you notice shifts for you personally or professionally when you started doing that?
A really interesting shift I noticed is that the work that I would want to get done got done easier. So, for example, I'm enrolling more clients, and
Woo woo.
with that, thank you. With that comes like how to get in front of those clients, right? And the productive mindset would be, say, let me ask them to get on calls with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with living my days with more cheer, more laughter, more dancing, I've gotten people reach out to me and be like, hey, can we get on a consult call? Or, hey, can we talk? And then it becomes a consult call.
What?
So that's how easy it can become.
Oh my gosh. And you guys, like, I know Helen, like we're friends, and it's true. Like, she would just say things like, oh, I wrote like a blog post, whatever. And then all of a sudden someone wanted to get on a call with me. It's crazy. It's like, it doesn't even seem like effort. Like, it's like amazing. I love that you're really this example of just being this person who's enjoying herself, and it's actually attracting more people to you rather than, oh, I have to do it this certain way, and I have to ask for it. It's like people, you're not even sounds like you're not even really asking people straight up, or I don't know, I could be misinterpreting that, but it's kind of like people are just drawn to your energy.
Yes, you got that right. I am not asking. They're asking me to get on calls, and I'll
Oh,
be like,
what?
yeah, let's get on a call. And you said something that, yes, the kind of like in the box thinking or following a template. I know that we've kind of explored that together a little bit. To expand on it, like I definitely was someone who needed some sort of structure in that way, especially being in healthcare. We're so used to protocols and procedures, and that's how we standardize things. And this is why this feels so groundbreaking, I suppose, because now it's like, no, there's no rules except, have more fun for yourself, because that fun brings that joy and liveliness into your work, and more people are drawn to that than they are to following the formula. I mean, the audience doesn't necessarily know the formula, right? So how can they really respond to that? Right.
That's so true. It's just a formula that's kind of made up by someone else, and and almost, it's interesting when you think about it that way. Like when you think of writing a piece of content or something just for the sake of making someone do something, like for just only that purpose, I don't know, it almost really seems inauthentic in a way, and I feel like people can truly sense that, and that's why I love that you're saying that energy is really important. And I'm curious though, because I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I was really like that hard worker, like worker bee for a long time, and I still have those tendencies, as some people listening here might know. And so I'm curious, like, I feel like there's a fear around fun because if you there's like this idea of like, well, if I have fun, when will I actually get things done, or like or even like, what if I just want to keep on having fun and I don't actually do anything? I guess those are just like thoughts coming up in my mind. Like, have you ever came across those kind of thoughts?
I love that you're playing devil's advocate. This is more fun for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a total reframe around how we think about productivity and fun. So it's very natural to think that, oh my gosh, if I have more fun, I'm not going to have the level of productivity that I usually would. And I would say it's not a like 180 flip. It's like tweaking things at the 1 degree, 1% level, because when we make small changes, a 1% change over the course of a year means 37 times difference. So it's like, what is this one little thing that I could do and try at first and see how it affects my life? And maybe the fun that makes me want to keep going with it and then forget all my work is not the kind of fun I'm supposed to be having for balance and to actually have the ROI of fun. So there is some testing to understand what works for you versus what works for me. But yeah, small changes over huge changes that are like not then sustainable. So the small changes are sustainable. How does that land for you?
No, I love that. I definitely am in line. Like, that resonates a lot with me because it's just like, okay, well, just start small. You don't have to like take 2 hours in your day to like do something and then feel unproductive. It could be just like a tiny shift. And I'm curious for you because at least for me, fun is especially for a long time, it's a foreign concept. So I'm just curious, like, what are some ways of having fun? I know it sounds so crazy to ask this, but like what is fun? Like, how do you, like, what would you do that would be fun? And how could you know for yourself if you've been someone who's been a worker bee for so long, kind of thing, and you don't even have hobbies or whatever. Like, I didn't have hobbies for a long time because I thought of them as like unproductive and a waste of time. So I wasn't even in tune with that side of myself. So how can you even start just getting familiar with what is like fun for you?
I mean, it's a very valid contemplation, and it starts with that it starts with reflecting. I would say the first nudge or first nugget to follow would be like those activities or maybe environments or things that you're doing that when you're doing them, you forget about time. So there's like a flow for it, or that like you feel like there's a smile coming from inside of you, bursting out of you. There are certain parts of our lives that do that, and it's about amplifying those. So Charmaine, if you were to consider something right now in your life that just kind of brings that warm feeling inside, what would that be?
Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot. And everybody, just because I love to make this a little interactive, I want all of y'all to answer this question too. And I want you guys to share, actually. So we're going to share when I'm done thinking of mine. I'm not going to be alone here, okay? I want all of you to share too. What gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling? So immediately what came to mind for me when you said this, Helen, actually, yeah, when I think about, there's actually a few things. I've been telling a lot of people about this lately, but I've been doing a lot of Qigong lately, which is a ancient Chinese mind-body practice that's similar to Tai Chi. I've been doing that a lot, and I really love it. And I like singing and dancing a lot, actually. I mean, it's in my blood. I'm Filipino, and I've been accessing that part of me more lately, and learning like Filipino line dances, and it's just been really fun to do that.
Yes, see, so you were able to access it pretty readily. I'm so glad. Hopefully, the listeners also were able to. And again, how do we see their shares?
Oh, we just asked whoever wants to raise their hand. You could go
Ah,
ahead and you could just raise your hand. Like there's a link in the bottom to raise your hand, and we'd love to hear from at least a couple of y'all. Ooh, Alex, I will promote you to the panel. Alex is an amazing coach. Hello, you can unmute and go ahead. You can just share a little bit about who you are, Alex, what you do, and what you do, what you think is fun for you.
Thanks, Charmaine, and great to hear from you, Helen. Yeah, so I am a business scale up consultant. I work with founders to help them grow their businesses sustainably and profitably. And I resonate so much with what you guys are sharing because one of the things I work on a lot, in addition to all the business stuff, is the leadership development, which is figuring out your role, what you need to support you, and then what actually like inspires you and makes you the best leader to show up in your role. So for me, I think I love going to the gym. So I do a lot of resistance training, and I also love going on little adventures. Travel has been such a huge part of my life. So time for travel, time for the gym, and time for just like really discussing. I think also like new ideas with other people and having the opportunity to like share what I'm learning, hear about different perspectives. Those are things that I find really light me up and, put me in a zone where my ideas coalesce and percolate really well. And I get to come up with new things and I get really excited to like make them come to life.
Oh, that's so good. And yes, Alex is a beast in the gym. If you see her Instagram and things like that. But I also love the idea of like just sharing ideas with others and also just like it sounds like you know really well what lights you up. And I even see that in your content too, Alex. I follow her and she loves to travel and I think it's awesome that I feel like part of that energy is already showing through in what you create. So thank you for sharing. Anything you wanted to say to that, Helen? Or
I really appreciate your share, Alex. And it was nice to see how like fluidly it came up for you and how simple like sharing ideas with others is. I think sometimes we have this idea that fun is supposed to be some sort of understood idea of what the activity is, like a dance or whatever, but it's so unique to everyone. And so thank you for sharing your uniqueness in that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think shared experience for me, it's just like overall is really a big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Like, what what's one quick example of a shared experience?
Um, so that might be like going to like a new type of event or something. Back when I used to be on the road, I lived in Bali for a while, which is like really spiritual. So I would go to an ecstatic dance, or I would go to like a women's circle with 3 hours of breath work and movement. And these are things that for me were like new and I wasn't sure they were my thing, but I was really open to trying them. And there's something about like the people you meet and getting to talk about it after, that I think just is really, really exhilarating and also helps us create new neural connections, like helps our brains process things in different ways and us see the world differently.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And it's so true. Having those social experiences does I believe I agree with you. I think it does help boost our brain health and it does release oxytocin and which is the love hormone and things like that. But I love that. Actually, me and Helen and Clarissa we're gonna do some ecstatic dance pretty soon. So I love that you brought that up. Yay, and I see Clarissa's also asking to speak. So thank you so much for sharing, Alex. So fun talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, we'll bring Clarissa and also Tanya's here. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Okay, all right, Clarissa, you could go ahead and speak. should, yeah, allowed to speak. We'll give it a minute. Let's see. I'm saying allowed to speak. I don't know what happens. Okay, maybe Clarissa, try to go back to listening and then like put down your hand and then raise it again. I'm not sure why sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, it's not letting her go.
Interesting.
No. I'm not sure why. Okay, I'll get back to you, Clarissa. I'll promote Tanya, and then I'll see if we could get you back on the. Sorry, Clarissa. Let me see if it's even working for Tanya. I'm not sure if it's me or something. Let me see. Oh, it worked for Tanya. Oh, that's weird. We'll get back to you, Clarissa. We'll try our best.
Yeah.
All right, Tanya, you could unmute. Hello.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Oh my
Hi, Tanya.
Oh my gosh.
Hello. How you doing?
Tanya, tell us a little bit about who you are. She's an amazing coach, by the way. And yeah, what do you think is fun for you?
Well, I am a health and wellness coach and a stroke survivor. So I am getting back in slowly because it's been a long, long time. But I am getting back into doing what is fun for me, you know? I was just, okay, what can I do to get better? What can I do to get better? What can I do to get better? And not worrying about what is fun for me. But you, Helen and Charmaine helped me understand that, oh my gosh, fun is where it's at.
Yes.
But when I go to this, I was like, okay, I love dancing. I love yoga. I really love yoga. I'm a yoga teacher, but I really love yoga. I love walking. You know, me and my friend last weekend we walked together in well, it was cold for me, but we walked, and I love that, just getting out into nature. So that is fun for me.
Oh my gosh, nature is amazing.
Hello?
I love that too. Oh, hello?
Can you hear me?
Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Getting out in nature is such a wonderful way to also have connection. And again, as we were talking about our body and our brains, that's going to be so great for your getting back to it as well. And I'm so glad that you're having a light bulb moment and understanding how fun is going to help yourself too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing.
Charmaine,
Tanya.
are you there?
Oh yes. Do you hear me?
I was going to say that it's you can say allow, like a little thing, allow, and then that could help. I don't know if that's work for Charmaine, but yeah, I mean not Charmaine, for Clarissa, but
allow. Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Charmaine's talking light up anymore. So, and then I don't.
Hello.
I wonder if I can do any of this.
It's not showing for me.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. Hang on.
Yeah, I do see Clarissa asking to speak. So,
hello? Do you hear me? No.
Oh, there she is.
Okay. Oh, weird. Oh my goodness. I guess I was off for a minute. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Tanya. I'm gonna try to get Clarissa one more time. I've been pressing for her to allow to speak, but it hasn't been going through. No. Um, darn, I'm not sure what's going on, but we're coming up with a few minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to share, Helen, about just overall the effects of having fun in your business, and anything else you'd want to share that you think would be helpful for any sort of entrepreneur or person who wants to improve their health or life, like why having fun would be the best return on investment for them?
Yeah, I want to encourage other entrepreneurs that fun is part of your health rather than thinking of them as separate. And it's a part of the whole health of you, all of you, because the amount of fun and joy and cheer that we have is the balance to us being productive and go, go, go. And so inviting, like giving yourself that permission slip, like I am okay, it's okay, and I'm allowed to have more fun because I know that when I am taking care of myself in this way, I will have that return in ways of how I get my clients or how I show up for my clients. And that just takes your power back to being the best in-service provider that you can be.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much, because I think there's just this pervasive idea of like we have to work before we have fun. And when that's the mentality, it's really constrictive. Like it's very, I don't know, what it does to your energy. It seems so like it just makes you believe that for you to succeed that you can't enjoy yourself, like it's almost like it has to be miserable kind of thing. But I love what you're sharing of like, actually no, like fun is the way to create more in your business and to have better health and to improve your relationship. Like it actually is the way. And we all know, especially I think if you have a business or you've worked in healthcare, if you had like a 9-to-5, I think we all know that when you're just only working and you're not having joy, like that's where the burnout comes, right? So I love this idea. So I think just to summarize what you told us about, so I think what you're saying is, okay, if you want to have more fun in your day, first think about what kind of thing lights you up, what kind of thing makes you feel warm inside, and what things you genuinely enjoy. And then think about how to incorporate it throughout the day, like just little by little, like in little shifts, whether it's, like you said, dancing or anything that helps to light you up. I know Tanya was saying being out in nature and things like that. Is there any other, I guess, other tips you would say on incorporating more fun throughout the day that you would recommend?
Tips on incorporating fun throughout the day. Yes, you can try the alarm way if you know yourself to be kind of like the lost in focus type. One of my friends has another coach too, has joy alarms, and I think they go off like every 2 hours, and it reminds her to like just get silly. I think she's a dancer, so she'll like dance around her kitchen. Giving yourself that freedom to play. And that was something that came up when I heard you share, because when we get so like in our go and like doing work, we forget to play. And as entrepreneurs, when we play, we activate more of our creativity, and that can again further our business. So there's some more ROI for everyone.
Oh, hey, there you go. Oh my gosh, I love that. And it's just like, why not just try, I feel like there might be a lot of resistance around this idea because it might seem silly and whatnot, but it's just like, why not just try? Like, if we know there can be an ROI, if we know it could shift our energy, then we might as well just give it a go and just see how it works for us. I love that idea of a joy alarm. I want to start setting an alarm for myself and just practice that, because I definitely do not set enough breaks, I think, in the day, and I feel like that definitely has an effect on my energy. So I love that. It's like doing things to just take care of your energy, nurture yourself, and you nurturing yourself really does translate in everything you do. Oh my gosh, but thank you so much, Helen, for sharing your wisdom and helping entrepreneurs to just give us ways to have that work-life balance and just really enjoy and love what we're doing. Like, I feel like, we start a business because we have that drive to help others, and we want to, we want to create more joy in our own lives, but then I feel like we get lost in the middle of it sometimes. We could get stuck in the motions of it, and then we stop kind of thinking about our own desires and our own fun. So can you let us know, Helen, like, can you tell us how people can find you? Like, what, if you're offering anything for people to work with you, what do you have available?
Yes, thank you. So I am taking clients right now, and if you want to know more, I have a website at helencoaches.wordpress.com. I am happy to connect through the calendar link there, or if you want to DM me on Instagram, I'm at Helen_coaches. Right now, I am promoting the book launch that's virtual with Clarissa, one of the listeners. So that is happening next Thursday, January 26th at 5 p.m. Pacific. And the book we're promoting is called Heart-Centered Leadership. So those are some of the things going on in my world.
Yeah, just, I'm just like an author, like no big deal, I'm just having like my book tour and, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And yes, you can find Helen. I'm going to put her links. I'm also going to put the replay of this audio event on my YouTube channel, where you could find all her links and her Instagram, and her also more information about her book event online on January 26th. So thank you again so much, Helen. This was a lot of fun, actually. Like, I loved this conversation. It was very joyful, and thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I also had a lot of fun, and I hope everyone else is smiling for the kind of fun and lightness that we all got to explore today.
Yeah, like, you could do things in your business, and it could just, you could have podcasts or interviews, you could have even sales calls or whatever, and it really could be light. Like, it could be fun. And I just want to say, just real quick with you, just having this conversation with you, Helen, it really did, I feel like it brightened up my day. Like, it really did bring a sense of lightness for me, and I'm actually very excited to do my little fun breaks, like my joy breaks today. So thank you for inspiring me too.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it, and I wish everyone more fun in their business. Go get them.
Yeah.
Other entrepreneurs. Woohoo!
All right, thanks everyone for joining. And sorry, Clarissa, about the microphone. Gotta figure out what's going on with LinkedIn. But I appreciate you all for interacting as well and getting to know you. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to have another LinkedIn talk on Thursday with my other coach friend, Lee Huo. And anyways, stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.